Our hormones, the problems we're experiencing right now, it's alarming. It's not fun that we're all fighting our bodies, our hormones. How do we feel when we eat the food? And actually, I wanted to talk about bloating in this video. And I want to tell you a little bit about my journey. I want to tell you a little bit about all of these people who are coming to me. And it seems like no matter what, we're getting more bloated, we're getting more miserable. We're getting a little relief, but it feels like again and again we're fighting the same thing. And what I want to talk to you about, and a lot of people don't agree with me, but I want to tell you that nothing is wrong with our bodies. Our bodies are not ill, sick. We are not dying. The world is not hostile. Our hormones, libido, and digestion is not betraying us. And I want to tell you that in my world, I decided that the sickness, problems, diagnosis, or illness, all of these words don't exist anymore. And the only focus that I have is health. And actually, a lot of times I talk to my body, talk to my spirit, and yes, it's possible. You call it your intuition, and you can literally talk to your intuition. And all of the knowledge I gained through 10 years of my experience as a nutritionist, as a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and I worked with psychosomatics. I worked with a ton of people. I worked through my own health journey and IBS and SIBO and indigestion. And I realized a couple of things that I want to share with you in this video. And I believe this will help a lot of people to finally break through this cycle. And the first thing I wanted to mention is that's what was bothering me at the beginning of this video, that the best number one tip anybody or me or you can give to yourself is to actually, whatever you eat, whatever you put in your body, whatever you swallow, whatever you ingest, whatever you inside your world, your body is your world, is to understand it's all energy and it's containing the information. And it either can destroy you and feed the parasites in your body. And by parasites, I mean bacteria, yeast. I mean one-cell parasites. It's not necessarily a bunch of worms, but our body is carrying pounds and pounds of parasites in a different form. And number one condition how you can start improving your body really fast is chewing really, really well. Because something wrong with my headphone. Because the saliva is a magical liquid. And of course, you have to take care of the teeth. A lot of problems with brain fog, toxicity, a lot of problems with inflammation, in some autoimmune problems coming from the teeth. Actually, sometimes you even have bridges, you have fillings, but underneath them, there are a lot of bacterial infections. The bacteria, they still producing toxins, and that can be big thing. Destroying, not destroying, but messing with you. And number one thing that you can start doing right now is chewing your food really, really well. That saliva, it has the ability to destroy the harmful organisms, information, anything that doesn't belong in your body, it has an ability to destroy it. And also, it has an ability to help you pre-digest your food really well. So if you chew your food, if you enjoy it, if you like we all used to do, bless your food, if you concentrate on it, if you mindfully understand what you're putting in your body and savoring it and swallowing it when it's liquid, that can probably reduce 60% of that bloating and a lot of problems that are happening with the liver, pancreas, and brain. Because when we don't digest our food, and then I talked to you about the bacteria pancreas and liver, and why we're not digesting our food. When we're not digesting, absorbing, very important thing, that not everything that you put in your mouth you're absorbing. Here you go, these minerals and vitamins deficiencies. And minerals are essential for your health, essential. I can't even express to you how many problems and hormone, like chronic hormone issues we resolved here with women and men when we give them therapeutic doses. Those minerals, the body is starving. The body is screaming, hey babe, you're feeding the wrong thing here. You're feeding the parasites, you're feeding the bacteria. This food is not getting digested. You're full, you're getting bloated, you need more and more food, you need sweets after food. You're destroying me, you're not feeding me, you're not feeding the cells. So every time you put something in your body, you ask yourself, who am I feeding? How am I feeding them? What is going on? And when you feed yourself, think about what are you putting in your mouth. Are you feeding your cells? Is it nutrient dense? Or you're just mixing all kind of things. That is another thing that prevents us from absorbing is mixing. We eat bread with cheese and meat, and they all told us, you need fiber, you need to have a lot of things on your plate. It has to be colorful. It has to be a lot on your plate. And this is not true. I realized from my experience that a lot of advice is there, and from experience of a lot of women I work with, a lot of the advice out there is simply not true. And we all so easily believe everything that authority giving us, feeding us, the research, the approach, the protocol, the diet, that we don't even ask it. Second, question it, and we do it, and our body screaming, no babe, it doesn't work for me, you're doing it wrong. But we still saying, well, such and such gave me this protocol, such and such told me it's good, such and such wrote this book and it says that it's going to help me. Well, I tell you, the biggest blessing for me was that I stopped believing the advice that we necessarily need fiber in our diet, that we necessarily need to combine proteins, fats, and carbs in one plate to have a solid whole meal. And I just stopped believing that. My body was screaming, you don't need this much food. You don't need all this fiber. You're not feeding me. And I was not listening. I was listening to all of these, school advice, different. I was constantly studying, and I was experimenting on myself, my clients who agreed with that. And I realized how little food we need when we have this clean body, when we have literally clean body and clean mind. Because let me get back to the hormones. Our hormones, you don't start helping your body to have healthy hormones with hormones. You just don't do this because it's an illusion that you can, and I've tried them all, bioidentical hormones, hormone replacement therapy. I tried the progesterone. I couldn't get pregnant. So you tell me about hormones. I've tried it all. And the thing is, you might feel a little bit better, but still it's going to be fighting the windmills. And when you're doing some supplement protocol, the DIM, progesterone here and there, but you don't understand, still the root causes are there. And the root causes is when we're giving away our power and we're feeding the parasites inside of our body in form of a bacteria. And a lot of people believe that we need to feed the bacteria. They even say it's a good bacteria, it's a bad bacteria. And I believe right now that all bacteria, even if they tell you like lactobacillus rhamnosus and all bacteria, they're still parasites in your body. And the less you have them, the better for you. I'm telling you this. It doesn't matter. The less fungus, yeast, bacteria, parasites, anything that lives in your body, the less you have it, yes, the better for you. Yes, some of them help you digest your food, but they are still parasites. And the less you feed them, the less food you need. The cleaner your body, the more elastic, the more blood flow, the more support and rest you give to your digestion system, you will notice that you need just this much of food. And actually, I experimented so much with myself on this raw vegan keto diet. It works wonderfully. It resets like fasting, eating just powders. There are people who live on just powders. There are people, and meat eaters looking down on vegetarians, vegetarians looking down on vegans, looking down on vegetarians, vegetarians on meat eaters, and blah blah. We always judge someone. But believe it or not, I met some people who don't eat for a long time, don't drink for a long time. There are people who eat every other day. There are people who just need a little, and they can look down on vegans who just like inventing all of these vegan cakes and mixing all of this crazy stuff. It's like, what's the point? That's why a lot of people are vegan and they're full of deficiencies, and then they get out of the vegan diet and they say, well, it didn't work for me. It didn't work for you, my dear, because you still were feeding the bacteria, parasites, fungus. You were still deficient. You were still inventing crazy ways to structure your meals that you don't need. And the thing is, when you stop feeding those creatures, and let me tell you, when you stop feeding those creatures, all of a sudden the toxicity, the inflammation goes away. When you cleanse yourself out of the ton and ton of the bacteria and yeast and fungus and mold that lives in the body, all of a sudden you start having clear brain that commands your endocrine system. The biggest part of your endocrine system is your brain that tells your endocrine system, hey babe, make good thyroid hormone, make good progesterone. It tells your whole body what to do, tells your cells what to do. Your body is very smart. And when we listen to a lot of advice out there, we all of a sudden, how crazy is this? We believe that our body is stupid and crazy, that autoimmunity is our body attacking itself. This is absolutely not true, that our body attacking itself, but we need to feed bacteria. The whole industry designed like eat a ton of sauerkraut. And you probably noticed when you eat a lot of sauerkraut, when you eat a lot of fiber, when you start taking these probiotics, something is wrong. It's not helping you. It's like putting the logs in the fire. When you start eating more of salads and more of fruit and vegetables, you're getting more and more bloated. And let me tell you, you don't need abundance all of this. You don't need to feed that bacteria. And of course, you don't jump on it right away. You do it gradually. And you'll see how you can free yourself always inventing foods. When you change these bacteria first to more beneficial and then to even beneficial to just a little bit in your body, how all of a sudden liberating it is. You don't have the cravings anymore. They just disappear. You don't have to toughen it. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to fight it. And the thing is, together with that, like in my tree of life course, what we do, we elevate you. We can't win this out of struggle. When you're depriving yourself, when you always say no to this chocolate cake, it's going to be the time that you're going to eat like chocolate cake, and it's going to just going to possess your mind, and you're going to be thinking about the things that you can't eat, and it's becoming your whole life, and you're struggling, and you're listening to another video, to another practitioner, and you go into another functional medicine doctor, and you're doing another protocol, that the bloating is still there, and you're inventing more ways how to structure your day. And it doesn't matter you're vegan or meat eater or whoever you are, you structure your whole day around eating and treating yourself and curing yourself. And there is a point in it all. There is a journey. I don't want to dismiss the journey. I've been through this, and it's a beautiful journey. But the thing is, you want to just arrive there. You just want this health. You want you want to lose your, endometriosis, PCOS, problems with erection, hypothyroidism. You just want the healthy hormones. You just want the clear brain, and you can arrive there. But you cannot just struggle yourself through it, because it's going to be something more and more and more while you're feeding these bacteria. The thing is, the bacteria, they're gonna give you cravings. They structure your whole body. They structure your body since you are born. They infiltrate your small intestine, then large intestine, then mouth, then your nose, then your ears, then your brain, your pancreas. They damage the nerves. That's why people have abnormalities with their joints, with their, they need their hip replacement at some point. They're losing mobility. This all happening because the bacteria, they damage your body, they damage your nervous system, they damage how your body is structured. Your skeleton system depends on what kind of bacteria lives in your body since you're born. And these bacteria, they have their own biofield. They have their own energetic field that affects your brain, and I talk about this a lot. They affect your brain, affect your mood, affect your hormones, affect your serotonin, affect your ability to function, to be inspired, to have joy. They affect your character. Women who have strep bacteria, for example, those women always have either underactive third chakra, it's like your willpower, or overactive. So they're always damaging your ability to understand who you are in this life as a wholesome person, as a sparkle of God. The strep bacteria makes your estrogens very, very toxic, because strep bacteria, they love to live in the liver. They damage the nerves in the liver. They damage the chambers in the liver. They love to live in your pancreas, giving women PCOS, these insulin problems, this inability to have healthy insulin response in your body. They damaging your ability to digest the food. And when they know exactly what they're doing. And then these women are usually have very toxic, kind of like, you can't please her, very demanding, very like insecure sometimes, depending on the mom's opinion. So it's all kind of like, because we get the bacteria from the mom. So the character is like, you always have some issues with your mom. You always either depend on her opinion, fight her, or can't protect yourself, set up the healthy boundaries. You kind of mean to your own daughter. You mean to your husband. You think like you have to overpower your husband or demand, or sometimes these women are kind of like aggressive and think that they can compete with the man. They want to compete with men. I was one of them. It's horrible. This is what's called toxic estrogen, this estrogen that can't metabolize. And then you go to functional doctor and they tell you, well, this is all like, let's do niacin, let's do, I studied it for years and years. Let's do this supplement protocol. And this is for your estrogens. This is what help your liver to metabolize estrogens. And it's a journey, they're all helpful. But the thing is, the bacteria that damage the nerves. The bacteria, it's where we're giving the power away to also energetic entities, the biofield of the bacteria. There is research, scientific research in Russia, both in US, where they talk about this. The bacteria parasites in your body, they represent the parasites in your astral body, in your energy field. And we can't even say this no more, like it's all woo-woo, right? They're measuring our energy fields, they see them, this all exists. And right now the earth signal is so strong because earth said, okay, I'm done with that. Schumann resonance increasing, it's pushing out all of this stuff. That's why you feel a lot more intense what your body needs to get rid of. The bacteria that clouding your biofield, these parasites. And these bacteria, they forming your reactions. So each colony of these bacteria, like strep, staph, akkermansia, whatever these bacteria, they represent this kind of like your consciousness, the traits of your character. The men who have strep, like women, I just described with the woman, and men who have strep bacteria, they kind of like more of a woman type, right? Sometimes they have like man boobs, sometimes they have spare tire, sometimes they have like, you can look at them and you say, he doesn't look very male figure, right? The more like on the feminine side, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just when it's too much, you can tell when it's too much. It's all good in a balance, because women, we always have our both our divine female and divine male, and so as men. But when this balance is out of control, you can tell this. And right from the start, you can see it in your children, which character, like which mask. Also, if you read Louise Hay, she's gonna talk amazing lady. All of this information getting even from Louise Hay is getting a little bit old, and I tell you why in a minute. But she talked about masks we put on. So these bacteria, these energy entities, and these masks we put on as like, I'm a tough woman, or I don't know why, but I scream at my children. It's not you. I can tell you, you can be going to psychologist, you can be doing rapid transformational therapy. I've done that. I've been practitioner. I've done a lot of things trying to find why. Why am I one person inside? I'm a divine, loving, I'm an amazing soul, and at the same time, I can have these out of control emotions, when fear and anger, and I don't know, I want to be one person with my husband, with my children, but I'm totally different. Or I'll let people to abuse me, or like, I don't know, hurt me. What's going on? Why can't I find this balance where my life, the projection of my life, is mine? It's who I am inside. It seems like the person on the outside and person inside are different, and probably a lot of you like this. Well, it's because these colonies of parasites on your energetic field, on your biofield, and there is a part of your brain that they're affecting and they're manipulating, the hormones they're manipulating through this toxic estrogen, through lowering your progesterone. They affect your nerves, your nervous system, your brain. And it's not like you have to jump and fight this bacteria, because they've been there and it's impossible. You know, it's like if you tame one type of bacteria, others start growing, or the yeast start growing. And you know about this. If you manage to do something with the yeast, more bacteria start growing, and there's like SIBO, the IBS. So all of this, and we're fighting and we're fighting. And there is like a psychologist and the courses, and they tell you how to behave and how to deal with your children, and there is books to read. But the thing is, we cannot win from the person that we are, because when you're born, you actually have the contract with yourself. This is what I'm going to go through. So all of these bacteria, all of these spirits or entities that connected to these bacteria, all of these, your behavior, all of these things that you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't know why I'm acting like this. It's not me. It's already set. As a divine soul, you came in here with this contract and you said, I'm going to go through all of this shit, all of this craziness, so I could wake up one day and understand. I agreed to all of this. Everything that I created around me, I did it because it's fun, because I wanted to see how I'm going to wake up through all of this and understand I'm not this person anymore. So I'm telling you how to win, how to see the real changes is to say, well, this Michelle, I don't know, Alina, Alisa, Melanie, Jessica, I'm not her anymore. What if I create my own rules? What if I create different rules where I am a spark of God, where I am a spirit, where my body is divine, where I'm going to understand what I'm putting in my mouth, where I'm going to understand that I don't want to fight anymore, where I'm going to elevate my consciousness, where I'm going to elevate my body, my tools, my health tools. I'm going to elevate myself. It's like 12 floors. And from level 1, where parasites, bacteria, bullshit, everything that I created exists, and I'll go to level 12. Let's do 5 right now. None of this exists there. There are different dimensions, different planes where your soul can wake up. And in this world, when it wakes up, when your body wakes up, and we're going to talk about more tools how to do that. When your soul and body and mind wakes up simultaneously, you understand everything that you created. You can live as a big package with that girl, and you can wake up as a different character. And that's how you win. This is the only condition how you win. I promise you, this is the only condition, because it's always going to be something there. And in my course, Tree of Life, we start with the tools on the physical level, how we stop these bacteria, parasites, and we do initial detox of the body. It has to be simultaneously with the mind. With the mind, you understand, I only have one day where everything is born. It's like one day quantum leap. There's going to be the videos about this I'm going to share with you. Subscribe, like get in my world. If you want to see that, there's link underneath the video too. But it's, you can jump to the timeline to where, like I always say, instead of being cashier at Walmart, you jump to a timeline where you're a movie star. And the only way to do this is today understanding. What am I doing? Everything I created, saying, God, I really understand. I created all of this. I promise you understand that everything is just reflection of what's going on in there. Your brain right now damaged by bacteria, damaged by toxins of the bacteria, damaged of toxins of parasite. Your brain, parts of your brain, it's where your personal heaven and hell exist. And it's like a projector. It's projecting your reality. Like Google more about quantum physics. There is an amazing book called Holographic Universe. Think about that. Our whole universe is actually a projection, right? And if you're in this theme, you already know. All of the people know that in this world, if you elevate from level 1 to level 5, all of a sudden, you know, the symptoms in your body, the bacteria, the parasites, you don't need to fight them anymore. All of a sudden, you know, the entities the people see and go to like energy healers, and they don't happen anymore. When you go to level 9, for example, you understand that you don't need coaches anymore. You know yourself, everything that you need to do. You talk to your spirit, not even to your soul, to your spirit. You talk to your soul, and you connect your spirit with your soul. And it's like finally found who you are. And when you do that, you'll see like this, all of the things that exist in level 1, they disappear. And a little bit more about the bacteria. While we still in that level, it's important to understand the bacteria, when they get that sugar, when they combine the sugar, they create a lot of acid. That acid, they actually want to travel in your body. And right from the start, when you're a little boy, girl, and you start living your life, they start producing these toxins, this acid. There is like parasites that hatch their eggs, and these eggs survive through the bloodstream. They go to different parts of your body. And you know, if you even kill the parasite, they do the acid that opens up the eggs. It's like, yeah, it's big world. And the thing is, they protect themselves, and especially bacteria. And when you do the gut test and they tell you don't have parasites, this is a bullshit. I've been through that. I use the best out there test on my clients, and they tell, well, nothing is there. And then we do the protocols like from my Tree of Life, and we see the things that come out of people, and we see all of a sudden, when we talk about the mind, the biofield, all of a sudden they feel free again. They protect their boundaries. They feel like they're observers. They don't get triggered anymore. All of these anger, jealousy, all of these emotions, they're triggered by those parasites inside of your mind and your body, and they are the same. The parasites inside of the body, they are the same parasites inside of your mind. It is actually not your fault, but it is, because the one point how you can eliminate all of this is to wake up and say, I am God. I am part of God. I didn't come here to live this miserable life. What is out there? What is out there? I know that this life feels surreal. I know that all of this struggling with money, with people, with my own family, with my own body, with my own health, something fishy about it. It shouldn't be like this. I wasn't born for this. I'm not here for this. It's not who I am. And that is a part of your awakening. And then when you start being more and more awake, you understand all my body needs is to set itself free. All my mind needs is set itself free. And that's it. Your body knows what to do. Body is not stupid or dumb, and it's not attacking itself. The body attacking those eggs. The body doesn't have endometriosis or PCOS or all of this inflammation in the ovaries or cysts or fibroids. It doesn't happen because body is stupid or crazy and doing it. It happens because there is yeast, toxins, acid, nerve damaging acid that the body is trying to block. And it can happen in the brain, in thyroid, in ovaries, in your heart, in your lungs. They're everywhere. And you can fix all of these. And of course, there is the video somewhere in my YouTube channel where I give you the tools like fembendazole, like the powders, drink the iodine protocol. It's a lot, actually. Iodine, think about it, for how long iodine was demonized. And I've been doing such a crazy protocols with iodine. And people get rid completely from yeast, from infections, from fibroids, endometriosis. They heal their dirty estrogen that's going crazy. They heal their autoimmune diseases with help of iodine. I got my dose of iodine to 200 milligrams. That's how I detoxed my cells. That's how I felt amazing. And you tell people 200 milligrams of iodine, they tell you, oh, you die. No, you don't. You feel amazing, but I'm not telling you to start taking this iodine in doses like this. In my Tree of Life, I have iodine protocol because you have to do the protocol. You have to do it with vitamin C. You have to help your body. You have to have some knowledge how to do. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be crazy hard. You just need to have a system. Just follow the system and you understand you're not fighting your body anymore. The conditions don't exist. The illness don't exist. The aging don't exist. The giving away your power exists. When you were born, you start giving away your power. The society, your parents start telling you, don't do this. This is wrong. This is not good. And you stop listening to your intuition. And your intuition is your spirit inside of you. And you start, and then you stop listening to your soul. You know, first you disconnect from your spirit, then from your soul, then you're just on your own with these entities. Because they tell you right from the start, don't eat green apple, eat the chicken leg. Don't get dirty, like don't write on the walls. They tell you you can't, you mustn't, you mustn't. And you learn this way. You disconnect from your spirit, you disconnect from your intuition. Your mom, we all were living in illusion. She gives you all her crazy shit that she accumulated through her life, all of the crazy bacteria and yeast and all of this stuff, and you disconnected from your spirit, and you disconnected from your soul, and you disconnected from life, and you just by yourself fighting and fighting and fighting. And you have to live with these parasites in your poor little body and you have to live with these parasites in your mind, and it possesses your brain, and not possesses like the spiritual, the crazy things like people might tell me right now, like, well, is you're crazy. No, but it literally possesses your brain through the chemicals, through physics, through how it projects everything to the world, and in people, in relationships, and the money, and the abuse start coming. You constantly live this world thinking that you have to find. Well, my dear, you don't. We live in an amazing time where we can change it all. We don't have to. All we have to do is to believe in ourselves. And I'm going to show you how to do it more and more and more. Just come join me in this journey. You don't have to fight like this anymore. We can shift that focus. We can live that persona we created. We can understand that amazing things can happen right now. First of all, like I say, watch some of my videos and say, stop reacting to things, become an observer, or whatever coming to you, say, it's okay for now. And I'll share with you how to become more of a creator. For now, start with yourself. Start with understanding this. You don't want to give the power to this toxic bacteria anymore, to these parasites, to this yeast, and all of this stuff. For that, don't go in the war. But you understand, body, shit, I'm finally gonna listen to you, to the intuition. I'm gonna take the tools. You can go to Tree of Life. Take all of my tools that help me. I always intercharge the physical, the mind, and the spirit, how to connect to the spirit. And you take my tools, take somebody else, who find somebody who resonates with you, but understand it can't be a fight anymore. And don't listen to the people who say, I did it, this is how it can be done, I'm gonna help you. There is not a time for coaching anymore. Coaching in industry is gonna fall apart. It's gonna just blow up because it's all money. Like yes. And I've been through that too. Now I'm invited all of the podcasts, and they're trying like to do all of the marketing schemes with me. And I'm trying to see like how we're all doing each other. The whole coaching system is gonna die soon. There's gonna be only people who really understood how to leave that persona behind, how to become that spark of God, free of all of this bullshit. And we, including you, if you're watching this video, that means you are awakening soul. You got tired of this shit. And we're gonna be just giving other people our codes. When you got it yourself, you can just transfer my codes to you. You don't have to do anything else. You can just watch some of my videos, take some of my tools. If you want to join my Tree of Life, why it's not free? Because not everybody is ready for it. And if you don't pay right now on the initial, if you don't pay, you're not going to do it. And it's just the energy exchange. But you can take my tools. I'm not even going to tell people I'm going to be your coach. We don't need coaches. It's all bullshit. You can take my tools. You can listen to me. We can share. I can transfer my codes to you because I finally got it. How stupid the whole system is. And then you can set yourself free. And then your body is going to say thank you. And then your soul is going to say thank you. And then your mind is going to say, yeah, we did it. Because that's the only way to do it. You are the one who came here to experience health. You are the one who came here to experience breakthrough, to wake up. And, everything in your life, just accept with love. I don't want to, there is so many different teachings here online, and everybody teaching you their own way. And you get it's like, why we have more bloating, because not a lot of the things that people sharing with you, they're not necessarily your truth. And we take this information, and this, and we get so discouraging, because every time you take somebody else telling them, hey, cure me, teach me, I'm gonna give you money, you're gonna give me the exact way how you do it. You're giving them your energy. So you lose your energy, you lose the fragments of your soul everywhere. Every time you believe somebody more than you believe yourself. Every time you don't listen to intuition, every time you don't listen to your body. And that's why we so energetically not charged anymore. And the iodine, why they, back to iodine, they told us for so long iodine was scary mineral. You know, if you have thyroid issues, Hashimoto's, anything like this, you can't do iodine. Yes, you can. There is a ton. It's not a medical advice, but there is a ton of information. Find the book Iodine Cure, I think, where they talk about that it's not true what you heard about iodine. Iodine can set your cells free. All of a sudden, miraculous things happening when you start taking iodine. I'm a witness of that. You start giving your body really, really good doses of minerals like zinc and copper, and I talk about it, gold, silver, and don't believe like one theory out there is what's gonna cure you. Find the joy in the journey. Find somebody, just one, find something that you're gonna try and stick with it. All right, that's it for today. And yes, if you want to join me, you can always join the Tree of Life. And please start noticing that real power is in today, in this day, here and now, today. And I'm going to share with you more how you can set your brain free. Your brain, oh my God. The power of my brain right now, the brain that was fatigued, that I had to sleep for 12 hours, all of these problems, all of these immunity, yes, all of this inflammation, infertility, and long journey, bloating, crazy bloating. That was my partner for my whole life. You can leave it all behind. I promise you. Just let's do this together. And I'm gonna share more and more this channel. Okay. Love you all.